Hey, Grinn here again, PAX Prime 2014 with Marc Bosch, sitting at the MegaCray booth. It is a fourth dimensional puzzle platformer. And I'm going to let Marc explain a little bit about that. So, Marc, what do you do here?
Oh, I'm showing this game called Miegakure. I'm the creator and designer programmer for it.
Okay.
Miegakure is a game that takes place in 4 spatial dimensions, and you only see 3 dimensions at a time, but you can pick which 3 you're seeing by pressing a button. And the crazy deformations that happen because of that all come from the fact that you are seeing different parts of a 4-dimensional object. So kind of like if you know an MRI, you take different slices of a 3-dimensional object and it looks like the object is deforming, but really it's just your perspective is changing. Here the same thing is happening, but in 1 more dimension. So instead of taking a 2D slice of a 3D object, you're taking a 3D slice of a 4D object.
Very interesting. So how does that 4th dimension play into the game?
Well, it's a puzzle game, and each level is about something interesting that you couldn't do otherwise, right? Like you use the 4th dimension to do something interesting. So like one of the simplest things that you can do is just there's this wall in front of you, and you can't jump over it, you can't go around it, but you can go around it in the 4th dimension, and that's,
Interesting. Okay, that makes sense. It makes sense. You manipulate the world around you using these different dimensional planes,
right?
And it allows you to go through your platforms.
Right.
Okay, so the name itself, MegaCray.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is?
Well, Miegakure is an ancient Japanese garden technique. It means hide and reveal. And actually, what the technique is you sort of hide most of the garden from view so that the person who visits the garden always has to imagine the parts that they can't see. And it makes the garden feel larger than it actually is because you're always using your imagination to sort of fill in the gaps.
Excellent. That seems like a really fitting name for a game like this. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, well, we see a demo behind us. Maybe you can kind of explain a little bit about what we're seeing while it's going on.
Yeah, so I was sort of explaining how the shifting is happening because you're seeing a different slice of a 4-dimensional object. So like, for example, this is a real 4-dimensional object, and here you're rotating and seeing a different cross-section of it. Now you're walking around, rotating again because your slice always rotates around you.
Interesting, very interesting. It seems like a very compelling way to play, and it's going to make people think about things in a different way, in a different light.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's why it's a video game and not, a book or a movie. It's because you can go in and really get a grasp for what's happening, right? Like the game pushes back on what you're trying to do. It teaches you like over many levels what you're supposed to understand and things like that. So I think it's really good. It's a really good game to make, a thing about, right? Like.
Yeah, I really think I agree strongly. So how long has this game been in development?
This game has been in development for 5 years, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of story writing, or a lot of just
just understanding what it even means to make a 4D game. It's like really, like nobody's ever done that before, obviously. And so also just teaching people and improving the graphics. Like we sort of, as we understood more about the 4th dimension, we managed to improve the fidelity of how it's displayed, and the better the graphics are, actually the more understandable the game becomes because the graphics sort of express what the mechanics are, right?
Okay, well, that makes sense. And you said we as a team, how big is your team?
The team is about 4 or 5 people right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good to be able to have that tight-knit group to get everybody locked into the same ideal and on the same page.
Yeah, it's as small as I can possibly make it, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So how about platforms? What are you trying to release this game on?
So we're trying to do Steam and eventually a console.
Okay, yeah, this seems all right. Yeah. Steam is probably a good target area for this. It seems like it'd be a well-received platform for it. When? When are you looking to maybe release
when
this?
It's done. When it's done.
That's a good answer. That's my favorite answer, to be honest. I like the when it's done answer because I don't want a game coming out early or not done or full of bugs or whatnot. Just when you feel like it's done is the best time to release the game. So, MegaCure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to hearing more about it. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned.